Don't wait to have everything in place to start that thing that you want to start. It will never be the right time. That time when you want to do it is the time.
So
That's the right
time.
Just start where you are.
With what you have.
Yes. As you go along, you will see, okay, I need this, you get it. I need this, you get it. That's what people are doing. Okay, then you do it. Because if you wait, then unapitwa na wakati.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ages and Stages podcast. My name is Dee and I'm Things Dee Says on the socials.
And I am the one, the only, Veldina Kasema on all socials. And today we have, let's go Dee.
We have an amazing guest today, yeah? Pun intended. We have a guest today who's going to talk to us about a transition in career, right? So at the Ages and Stages podcast, we talk about the journey through formal education and what we've learned through the school of life. So that at that intersection, those are the conversations we like to have. And so today's guest is perfect for that kind of conversation because of, the journey she's had through formal education, through business, through career, and just transitioning and pivoting and being relevant based on how things are changing in life. And so, welcome, Shiro. I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Shiro. I am the founder and the CEO of Amazing Grace Kenya.
Amazing Grace.
And it's Grace with a Z.
Wait. What
Kenyans.
are Grace?
And not Grace. So my name is not Grace. It's Shiro Wanyoike. And it's a charcuterie business.
Shaka what?
Yamahu.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
Shaka. One more time.
Charcuterie.
Is that French?
It is French.
Oh, you mean charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yes.
And what does charcuterie mean?
So charcuterie is, it's just in old, is it 13th century France? So they would have butchers.
13th century France did have butchers.
Butchers would be specific butchers for pork meat.
Oh.
So that's what a charcuterie is.
It's a butcher who likes pork meat.
Who does pork meat.
Yeah. But that's not to say that she doesn't do any other kinds of meat. So she does halal, she does all kinds of things. And I've had the pleasure of enjoying, her charcuterie boxes. And they're amazing. We'll put some pictures so you can understand what we're talking about. But today we wanted to talk about the journey through, even getting to the point where now you're running your own business, right? So I wanted you to take us back to 15-year-old Shiro.
15.
Wow.
Can you go back in your mind to that stage? Because that's the time you're starting to think, what do I want to do when I grow up? What do I want to do?
Yeah.
You're being influenced by what you're watching, what you're reading. So take us back to 15-year-old Shiro. What was she?
Wow, 15-year-old. I think I was in high school. I was in, I think, Form 2. Yes, in a boarding school.
Yeah.
Girls only.
Ghetto.
Catholic boarding school for girls. And it was actually, I was just having fun, and I liked, I don't
boys.
think I did not like boys.
No? Were you
I
dreaming?
was very shy.
Were you dreaming? What was going on in your mind?
No,
What was the
actually, I think I was
mindset
just coasting
at that
through
point?
high school. I was just coasting through high school. I don't think I was even thinking about a career then.
Okay.
And then
you didn't have that thing of, when I grow up, Mom, I want to be...
I wanted to... Apparently, my mom told me when I was a kid, I used to want to be a nurse. Then every other stage in my life when I was a kid, I would change. So I think at some point I wanted to be a chef.
Okay.
So clearly I've gone full circle. But let's just talk about when I finished high school. And I was very adamant about wanting to be in hotel management and anything to do with chef and all that. And I told my dad. And he looked at me like, Shiro.
That's education.
You have to go and get a degree.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so that can't be a degree.
Yeah.
So anyway, I chose something else. I did marketing in a business degree.
Okay.
Really?
Yes, in marketing.
A bachelor
in business, yeah.
in marketing.
Meanwhile, your heart iko huko kwa
yes, but
kitchen.
you know, at that point you shelve it.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like that could be a side hustle or a hobby.
Yes.
Oh, what did it used to show up though in some things? Like you'd find yourself cooking for the family,
and my mom
like
used to
going out
love
of your way.
Yes.
Because
my mom used to like hosting, so she'd always tell me, Shiro, come and do that thing you do, you know.
Charcuterie.
No, there was no charcuterie then.
Oh, okay.
That was back in the day.
That was
so that was
back in the day. But my first job just after uni was in a wine company.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were you marketing?
The name.
No, it's
were
okay.
you
You
marketing
can-
the
marketing.
wine?
I was marketing, but there was all this, you know, cheese and wine pairing. And
Ah.
I got into that world and was
What year was that?
awesome. This is 2001.
2001.
I just graduated from uni. So
But that was a very
2001.
nice job to get like
2001.
The first
right
job,
as
right?
Some of us were in
Yeah.
nappies.
What is wrong with you?
Way. It's fine. We're
Yeah.
18 forever.
Well,
Forever
I
young.
know.
Yeah.
I was
You
20,
go.
I was 21.
2001. You're working for a wine and cheese.
A wine company,
business.
but then now we do wine and cheese
Yeah.
pairings. And
So literally, the seed is planted there. That's what's
seed is
going in my
planted
head.
there,
But
yes.
yeah, okay. And then, so that's your first job.
That's
your
my
first
first
serious
job.
Are
And
you
my
in Kenya? Are you?
I'm in Kenya. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it was so much fun, like doing blind tastings
Yeah.
for wine and
Blind tastings? What is blind tasting?
Yes, it's blind tasting. So
Like,
you know,
cover your eyes and taste.
and taste and tell which wine is this. You know, what
I need
grape
to
is
get
this?
to know you. Where are these places people do these
Yeah.
things?
Well,
I want
don't
some
worry.
blind tasting people. Blind tasting.
It was
So-
fun. I loved it. I was like, this is awesome, and you know, I was just enjoying myself in that career.
Wow.
But then it was just a marketing career, and it was more like I'm doing sales because I was even transferred to Kisumu, and I lived there.
Yeah.
You know, working for this company.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kisumu people.
How old were you when you were?
I was 20,
moving to
22.
Kisumu?
I was 22, 23 there.
What was that move like? Was that scary? Was that
No,
exciting?
I think at that age everything is exciting.
You just want to
loved
leave
it.
the house.
Yes, I just
leave
wanna-
your parents'
I'm
house.
not in my parents' house.
Yeah.
I loved my job.
Yeah.
It was hectic.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I did it. You know, I loved it. And then I don't know, at some point, maybe at 24, I was like,
This
Enough,
ain't
enough,
it.
enough,
this ain't
enough.
it. This ain't it. Because now it just became
Work.
mundane.
Yeah.
It was just boring and monotonous.
It was like the same thing continuously.
Yeah,
day
continuously.
in, day out.
Fighting with your
Yeah.
boss. You know, the usual.
Yeah.
Then I have a friend who is a pilot.
Oh,
Yes, and we
we're about to have a transition right
we're
here.
about to have a transition.
Yeah.
So, you know, we just have fun, you know, hang out, and she'd talk about her world.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting.
Yeah.
I think maybe I chased adrenaline and the excitement.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I mean, I think I can do that.
Another seed is planted.
Another seed is planted.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and so in 2007, so I had moved actually from the wine company to another company, which is a parastatal, and we sell milk. And I did that, and I used to live in Nakuru, and that was fun too. But then now the monotony was too much, and then so that's
Hey.
when I was like,
That's a
it's
lot of
supposed.
transition.
I know I'm supposed to be now thinking of maybe this is the time I'm supposed to do my master's. But masters in what? Sales? I was like, no, no, this is not it.
1 + 1 is not 2.
It was not mathing, so I was like, let's
Yeah.
see. I can do this. I can be a pilot.
Yeah.
And I
Wait,
I
at
am-
what age are you
right
when you're
now,
deciding
I'm
to
like
be
24.
26. No,
Oh,
26.
26.
25, 26.
You're 25, 26, and you've decided it's time to take a left turn.
Yes.
Literally.
Wait, you seem really good at this transition thing because just between your 20s, you've gone from
Wine.
school to wine and going to school to do something that you weren't too keen on, but then ending up doing it anyway, ending up in a job doing wine, ending up doing milk,
I know it sounds
and now
crazy.
you want to take piloting.
Okay,
People around you must have thought you're crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially my parents.
Yeah.
Hey, how'd you
yeah.
handle that?
I think also let's just recognize that there's privilege there. You know,
Yes,
it's not
yeah.
easy for
That's
people
fair,
can't
yeah.
just wake up one day and say,
I want to be a pilot.
I want to be a
and-
pilot.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so I recognize my privilege.
Yeah.
But I also have very supportive parents. Also very awesome
Shout out to
parents.
supportive
Shout out
parents.
to my dad and my mom, you know. My mom was like,
Okay.
pilot.
You sure?
You will never carry me.
She said you'll never carry. Do you drive around now? Still.
So now you're like, okay, now you're transitioning, but now you want to be a pilot. Your friend has talked to you about this. He's piqued your interest.
Yes.
You've talked to mom and dad. They're supportive.
I talked to my dad, because he's the one who's pushing me to do this master's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, I don't want to do master's. Why don't you just channel that money?
Yeah.
Let me go and do
Let me tell
aviation.
you, which direction did you pray facing to convince your African dad?
My African dad.
To change your complete career.
His first reaction was, Shiro, that's a man's career. What happens when you want to get kids?
Ooh, okay.
Like, yeah, there goes
talk
my
about
African
vision.
dad.
Yeah, there goes your African dad.
Dad.
So ulijiteteaje?
Fair.
He
But
said
wait.
no.
He said no
He
initially.
said no.
Initially, yeah.
And
That's
then-
around.
That's why I was
around
asking you which
25.
direction
no,
to pray,
he did
because
not say
when
yes.
when you're telling your African parent who's paying your fees, oh, by the way, I studied this, but don't worry, I'm about to
Olewako.
leave that behind and
Change.
study something else on your dime.
On your dime. So, he's like,
And since you're saying masters, twende to aviation.
yeah, I mean, I was like, you're going to spend the money on masters anyway. So why not, let's
So
do something I want.
Where'd you end up doing this aviation?
So I went to Texas.
Oh, although in the US.
In the US, yes.
But how did you end up convincing him? That's
Yes.
yeah.
So this is the thing. I let it simmer.
Yeah.
He said no. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Uh-huh.
So, I tried.
Yeah.
But I let it simmer. And every time he'd bring up the topic,
Yeah.
I'll just say, I want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
And he'd just look at me like, I don't think you know what you want.
So him is their masters, you're their pilot. Masters, pilot. Uh-huh.
Back and
like,
forth.
yeah, back and forth for
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I think when I was now leaving the job, the milk company
Yeah.
job, because then it was just pre-election 2007 when
Ooh.
everything and
The
there was
global financial crisis hit.
but for
post-election
us
violence.
more it was more like there was a lot of tribal politics in the company
Oh,
and there was
wow.
so much drama, there was so
All that
much
politics came all the way
Yes.
into the company.
Yes, because
That's a
now,
little intense.
it's a parastatal.
Yes,
so it
yes,
had
yes, it
all
is.
this, there was so much going on even in the company. And it was
wow.
actually, now in hindsight, I see how it built up to the post-election tribal drama that happened in Kenya.
All that tension was already there.
It was
that's what
already
you're
there,
saying.
it was in the air.
Like
At
inside,
work.
I can just imagine, like at work, this is
At
the
work,
conversation
you
that
can
people are
feel
having.
it. The Kikuyus against Kalenjin, there was a lot of that. I don't know if
So-
I'm supposed to say that, yeah. But
But
it was
no, it's true.
It's the truth.
It's
It was a
honest.
lot of
happening.
it there. So,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
some point, I knew this job is done, done. And this is the point I'm looking at my dad like, this is the time, And thank
Fanya ile
God.
kitu, fanya.
Fanya ile kitu. So he actually saw,
do it.
And I think also I had an accident.
Oh, wow.
December 2006. I was in a car accident with an ex
Okay.
who is the late. But at that point, I think he just saw there was too much going on in my life.
Yeah.
He needed to
Maybe
get you out.
Maybe he needed to get me out.
Yeah.
Because he kind of said something like, okay. I
This
agree
is a
now.
lot.
This
Yeah.
is a lot. Now you
need
can
to-
just
yeah.
go. So he finally agreed, and I went in August, just before the December election.
Yeah.
So 2007 August, I went to
You're
Texas.
off to Texas
Off
to
to Texas.
start your aviation
Start
career.
my aviation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I went to Fort Worth, Texas. I went
How
to
were you?
Delta
Were you
qualify.
scared? Because when you do something you've known for so long and then now you're doing. I mean, there's the excitement of one day being in the air.
Yes.
But one day is not today.
It's not today
Yeah.
because I have to go through the whole
You have to go
schooling.
It's
through
about
the
to
whole
be a
process.
lot of
my
work.
brother is a
Yes.
pilot, so I know you have
You
to
know.
start
With
with
the
this
ground
commercial
school, and
pilot.
then
You have to do your theory.
yes,
You have to do
yeah,
this. You have to do
yeah.
that. How are you feeling at that stage?
I'm excited and nervous.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited than nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, nervous came like it hit me when I got there, and
Yeah.
I'm now starting the school.
Yeah.
And I realized I have motion sickness. I mean, I always knew I had motion sickness.
Like, wait.
I know.
You're the kind that pukes when you're in a car. You're kidding. And
me.
now you want to fly a
Yeah.
whole plane.
A whole
Yeah,
plane.
that was
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
did I make the right decision?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, no. So the director of the school actually sat me down one time because
Yeah.
I used to, the first flights it was in the summer. Actually, it was the end of summer, beginning of fall. But the air was very, humid and so actually when you're flying through that, it's a lot of bumpy bumpy flight.
So are you there like flying? Oh,
Yes. So my first few flights, I was always
puke everywhere.
and my instructor is looking at me like,
just imagine his
Yo,
face.
this is why they never let you meet your pilots. This is why
You don't
they
wanna
never
know.
let you meet your
You don't wanna
pilots
know.
because
They're probably puking
you don't
in
want to
there.
know. This is a human who's throwing up in the cockpit. Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So anyway, the director of the school was so good. Shout out to Milud, and he told me, this is something that your body just needs to adjust to. It's very, very normal. It's normal. It doesn't mean that you can't be a pilot because of that. And yes, it changed.
Yeah.
My body actually adapted to it. And I don't feel
Acclimatized and you're good.
Your body just acclimatized.
Yeah.
Because you start telling me about one military guy who was sent by his boss, like I think I don't know who he was, the president of the country, sent him to school of aviation, and the guy was puking all the time, and so you gave me that example.
Yeah.
Like, he had to do it.
Yeah.
He had no choice.
Yeah.
Now, love, they probably
then
use
now-
your example now.
Yeah, probably.
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 And
Yeah,
this
the
girl-
case study.
Yeah.
And we just told her this, and she handled it.
Yeah.
When he
No,
told me that,
excellent.
I was like, okay, so it's not hard. So I went and I did my.
So how long is this aviation course that you go to in Texas?
So it can take between 1 and 10 years. Depends. It all depends on time,
Your hours. Yes.
hours, and if you have the money.
So
Yeah.
how long did it take you?
So I was there for 2 years, and after 2.5 years, I came back to Kenya.
Okay.
So you just learned, and you're like, I'm going home.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
So did you
was
do
going
theory
on?
and practical?
Yes, everything.
Okay. So you came home with your licenses.
Yes, I came
done.
with everything.
And then now you're in the job market.
Now I'm
Did
in
you
the
have a
job
job?
market.
Did you have an idea where you were going to work?
No.
You came blind.
Blind.
Okay.
Wait.
No, obviously everyone wants to work for KQ.
Yeah.
That's your first.
But
choice.
Yeah.
was this the intention that the minute you finish in Texas that you wanted to be back in Nairobi working from here?
Yes.
That was always the
Yes,
intention.
it was always the intention. When I was there, and I'm in the last stages of my schooling. I was like, I can't wait to go home, because there's something about living abroad also that gives you some kind of depression, and I was I cannot live here.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
have to
not home.
finish. It's not home.
It's just not home.
And it was just I was like, I can't wait to finish.
Yeah,
It was
for all the people who ask, why would you leave abroad? Let me tell you something. Once you've been raised somewhere and then you move to a completely different society, there's just a hole that's never filled, never ever filled
It's
by
just not home.
that.
You're like weirdly depressed, weirdly
It's
Yeah.
weird.
lacking.
There's
It's a
there's a
depression.
hole that never,
It's weird.
that's never
Yeah.
filled. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
a lot of the people who I left there were asking me, you're actually going back
Yeah.
home? I mean, why? Everyone wants to stay. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I
It's
can't.
time.
It's time. And anyway, you need to be a citizen in America to actually be a pilot in America. So
okay.
I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the point of
So
doing
they train you,
this?
but then you can't become a citizen. So immediately what that means is that for you to actually practice, you have to be back here.
Well, I could, because I still have an American license even now.
Fair enough.
I could if I got a job and stayed there
And
and
stayed
work.
there. Oh,
yeah,
excellent.
but doesn't mean but that means there's a whole process there. There's a whole process there.
That's fair. So you come back.
So I come back and
You're
I
in
transition.
Nairobi.
I'm in Nairobi. I transition
The-
from my
what-
American
what
license
was the
to Kenyan
conversation with
license.
dad now at this point? You're like,
Oh
okay.
no, but my dad has come to America.
Okay.
And I took him on a flight.
Wait,
you
did your
should
mom?
have
Did your
seen
mom go on it?
Mom came.
His smile would have been from here to here.
was.
Because I remember when my dad
With a
got
video
flown.
camera.
Yeah, when my dad got flown by my brother for the first time. First of all, my brother, he flew him in those aircraft that can spin
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
So he spun him round, and I don't know if my dad's stomach has ever gone back to where it's supposed to be, but he was excited.
My dad told me not to do that. Not
okay.
to try and do any of that.
Wait.
Don't try and
I
do
still
it.
want to know, did your mom get into the plane?
My mom came on a separate time. They didn't come together. So she came on a separate time, and she was like, I am not even coming close to your school, because I know you'll force me into
don't
an
wanna be in the
aircraft. I'm not
vicinity.
even going to be in the vicinity of that airport. So she never.
Yeah.
She
She
never.
just
and she
used to
said,
say, wait, but does she say my baby is a pilot?
Yes, of
She used
course
to
she
tell
does.
people
that moment for your dad, honestly, I can feel it for him.
You can feel
I
it
can
for
feel
him.
because I remember when my brother became a pilot, and like the excitement we felt seeing him in his uniform.
Yeah.
When I see pilots in airports,
Yeah.
all I think about is him or you. Like I just think about the people I know. I'm like, God damn.
Actually, I think I wish I was here when my license arrived, because they don't give it to you
Straight away.
Send it
Yes.
home.
Yeah.
So they send my license.
Yeah.
Home, and
What do you mean they send it home? Like they send it all the way back to
Nairobi.
Kenya?
Yes.
So the
your
person
original
to receive it
was my dad.
Yo!
So apparently my mom told me he used to put it in his wallet. I don't don't even know how my license looks, and he had it. Yeah, so I think
very nice.
I wish I was there when he had it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very good.
Wow, that's another transition.
That's another one.
Literally another transition.
So you're back.
Okay.
So I'm back.
You're back.
And then I'm looking for a job because there's a whole transition thing because you have to your license has to be converted to a Kenyan license.
Yeah.
It's just like law. You know,
You have to convert.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna ask is, you know how Americans, they drive on the wrong side of the road, but the right side. I know in the air there's nothing like whatever.
No,
but is the dashboard
rules.
okay?
There are air rules.
Does the dashboard of an American plane look like the dashboard of a Kenyan plane?
Like, is it on the same
Is
side?
it the same?
It's the same aircraft. It's an aircraft.
Okay, it's the same thing.
So it's an aircraft that you're flying.
It's not that the controls which were here are now here. Okay.
Oh my God.
No, but then you know the way. She has a valid point. In
We
the
don't have
UK, you'll be
Kenyan
like on
cars.
this side.
We don't have Kenyan airplanes.
No, I mean, like, you know how we have different ways of driving, different ways
There's
of...
different air rules.
And when vehicles and things are manufactured in different countries,
The
they have
steering wheel
different,
is on different
you
sides.
can
Like
say
if-
that.
if
Like
you
the
drive an
Russian
American-
aircrafts look different from American
Yeah.
aircrafts look different from.
Yeah.
But we don't have our own aircrafts in Kenya, so
Yeah.
we use like a Brazilian made.
Oh, yeah, we do
or
Brazilian,
French
yeah.
one, or
Yeah, yeah.
Canadian
That's
one,
fair.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So all
it's
of them are the
standardized
same.
in the aircraft.
everything is standardized. The
Okay.
rules of the air are the ones which are
Clutch
can be
iko kwenye
different.
clutch inapakua.
Hakunanga clutch.
Oh, okay.
Jesus is Lord.
So
I'm not the
buttons
pilot.
ziko kwenye buttons zinapakua.
Buttons zinafaa pale zinafaa.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the whole point about converting your license,
Yeah.
because now then you're using the rules here. You know,
Yes.
you're learning all that.
Yeah.
It's a whole other course you're almost learning. So it
How
took me
long
like
does
a
that take
year.
you?
It took me a year.
Wow. So
Because
an
also
extra year.
availability of these aircraft.
At this point, are you making any money?
No.
You're literally back to being full student.
Full student.
From working,
From
making your own
yes.
money. Now you
Yeah.
have to,
And also-
you have to, like, I guess, sacrifice that part and then go back to study.
Yeah.
And then now you're now entering the job market as a
Entering
pilot.
the job market as a pilot.
Yeah.
And I got my first job. And it was in South Sudan for WFP. It's called UNHA. So it's United Nations Humanitarian Air Services. Local company contracted by the UN. So war-torn country. Exciting. I already knew because my friend was already working in such areas. So I already kind of knew how it was. It was fun. It was interesting. It was different. It was challenging.
Nice.
It was everything I expected it to be, but it was also crazy. And I was like, wow, I'm doing this. But a lot of it was, I am actually doing this.
Yes.
Because even at some point you're like, am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
What is it called?
Like the
It's like
what's that syndrome?
nerves.
Imposter
It's like
syndrome.
Imposter. Yeah. Kind of have it. Goes,
Yeah.
comes. Yeah, so it was so much fun. Obviously, I'm single, no child, no nothing. So I'm just living my life and enjoying this career. And I did it for how long? 2011. Changed to another company.
Yeah.
But same thing. I'm working in Congo.
Uh-huh.
I'm working in Mali. I'm
Yeah.
working in Chad. It's
Yeah.
all war-torn countries.
Yeah.
I'm in Somalia.
Yeah.
I'm in which other country? Yeah, most of those are war-torn countries I worked in. It was so much fun. It was challenging.
Yeah.
But then at some point, I think in 2016, now I've moved from first officer and now I'm a captain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, nimefika
Captain
pale.
Shiro.
Yes, I've reached where I want to be.
Yeah.
Okay, but now
So
after this,
if you just take me back to the first job where you said you worked for WFP. Okay, a lot of people now probably don't know how do I even get into the job market in that career, right? Did you take your CV to someone? Did you have connections? Did you have how did you get that job?
Yes, it's about you walk up and down, knocking doors, dropping your CV. But mainly in aviation, it's not about your CV. It's how many hours and what ratings you have. Like which aircraft can you fly? Do we have jobs for this kind of aircraft? Is there a need? So now you go and you listen. You're on the ground. You're listening to people. They're telling you, enda huku kuna job. Enda huku kuna job. I already have my friend who is already in the industry. So she'll be like, yeah, talk to this guy, and and then. So I guess you have to have a bit of connection. Yeah. Yeah. So it's more of connections in that industry.
Yeah.
It's a small industry actually. If you ask me, it's small. Everyone knows each other. So you enter and then you get into.
So where's the trauma?
Yes.
Where's the trauma? Oh, kichoma. Nilichoma kidogo.
But then that sounds like a lot of that kind of job is what people term as a dream job as they start. Like you're working for a was it WFO?
Yeah, WFP, the World Food Program.
Yes, World Food Program.
Yeah.
That's what people are aiming at, like through their careers and everything.
Yeah.
But
So
I also
that's
think,
like a
Beldina,
good
I think
place to
because
start.
it's what do you call it? Because it's war-torn countries, it's also there's also that balance of it's a dream career, but you could lose your life. Like it's like,
But even when you're dreaming of the career,
Yeah.
I think most people who are dreaming of the
Yes.
career, they're thinking of airline job.
not
Not
the
bush
Kenya
pilot.
Airways.
Nah.
Yeah, not bush pilot. They're not thinking I want to go to a war-torn country and land in a dirt road or in the middle of a village.
That's what I was gonna ask you. What's exciting about going to a war-torn country?
It's the challenges.
Okay.
You know, you're like, okay, I'm
You like
supposed
living
to
on
land
the
here.
edge.
It's like living on the edge.
Yeah.
It's really just adrenaline for like through and through. It's adrenaline.
Yeah.
And it's exciting until at a certain point.
Yeah.
Then it's no longer exciting. And you're like, this is dangerous, you know, and it's fun, it's dangerous, it's like this. So you're up, down, up, down.
What's the most dangerous environment you find yourself in that career?
Oh, being shot at.
Oh hell!
Yo.
Oh hell!
And you still went
so that you wear a bulletproof
Yes,
vest? No,
I did wear a bulletproof vest, and trust me, they are very heavy. Heavy, like a bulletproof vest is so. It's ridiculously. I took it thinking it's very light, and it almost dropped me. That's how
many
heavy they are.
kgs?
I don't even know, but it was really maybe like 20.
20 kgs
But
on your
you think it's
body.
heavy.
Are you like this when you're wearing it?
Even carrying, even trying to wear it is very hard.
Yeah.
What is
But
it made
I
of?
think I only wore that like maybe once or twice. You know, that's one of those where they're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't take you guys to this place. That's mostly Somalia was the most dangerous.
Hectic.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Congo, which is dangerous too, and Mali, which is dangerous because there's all of them is all there's some Al Shabaab or ISIS or some
Someone.
some of that.
Guys,
or
respect your
militia
pilots. My God.
Or some kind of craziness going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason WFP are there. That's the reason UN are there.
You're there trying to feed
They're
people.
trying to
Meanwhile,
feed
you
people.
could swallow a bullet.
Yes. Meanwhile, we got some. You know, when you land the aircraft and you're going, you're doing your checks. And you're like, okay, that's a bullet hole. You know?
Ooh la la.
Yeah. So
How do you go back? How do you go back to work after someone has shot at you the previous day?
Like
You're like, hey, it's never that serious. Never, ever. Tumemalizia hapa.
at that point, trust me, you're just thinking, wow, like Rambo, you know, it's exciting.
Where?
I know. At the point, it's exciting. It's a story you can tell, guys.
Yeah.
I know it sounds childish.
No, it doesn't sound childish. It
I mean,
actually,
at that
like,
point, yeah.
No,
It makes sense.
To me, it sounds like extreme, like being brave to the extreme.
Like that's exactly
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're not thinking, "Oh my God, I could have died."
Yeah.
You're thinking, "What?
I survived.
Did you see that?"
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy, of course. But at some point, that's like, "What? I'm not doing that again." So that's where I got to when I got to around 2016.
Okay.
And now I keep saying, this cannot be how my life is going.
Fair enough.
Is this how it's gonna be?
Yeah.
And I always kept asking myself, oh my God, I can't see myself in 10 years
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
It kept on coming in my mind, like
Yeah.
it was so persistent.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a catalyst, like a thought
It's a
that
thought
is just
yes,
nagging.
it was nagging
It's
and
like-
nagging. I'd
Yeah.
done it all. It's now maybe how many years? 4 or 5 years down the line. And I'm like, this cannot be it. I mean, I love it, but it feels like this cannot be it.
Yeah. Did you
Like
ever
I'm-
at that point want to now work for these commercial airlines? Where you're just like, had you gotten one of those, do you think you'd have felt the same, or was it?
I did get to almost that.
Okay.
And I'll get to that. But at this point, I don't even know what I want, but I was like, this cannot be it.
This cannot be the
I
end.
need something, and I kept on saying something needs to change. My life, something in my life needs to change. And someone actually told me, like way later, Shiro, you always used to say something needs to change. I never realized I used to tell everyone.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I was speaking it, and
You were speaking how you were feeling,
How
yeah.
I was feeling. But I also didn't know what I wanted. I kept on feeling it like.
Sounds like you're manifesting.
I
They're
think
saying like,
I
this
was.
is it. This
Yeah.
is
Cannot be
this
it.
cannot be
Yeah.
the
This
end.
cannot be it.
This cannot
I
be
can't
Yeah.
see
it.
myself at 40, 50 doing this.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't know what it was that I wanted to do. But
And
it
then
was
there's
just
that
there
voice there.
nagging.
It's a
And
man's career.
oh my God.
This is a man's career.
Yes. And no, you can't. How are you going to raise a family?
When you're,
Hey,
You're a
wisdom.
pilot.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy.
Where him, it's seen 10 years,
And
15
I wasn't seeing
years.
it. I was like, I was
And
just
you know, you
thinking,
guys, when you're in airports, and like I said earlier, when you see pilots, you usually see male pilots. Do you ever see female
Very
pilots?
rarely,
I've
yeah.
never.
Oh, you've never?
I've never seen a female pilot.
I
who
know a
gives it
female pilot, but then even then you're like, she's such a big deal in Kenya because she's female and everything is such a big,
because if you
big
turn
deal.
your mind to what you see in airports, you see
Like the
male
airline,
pilots walking. You
ladies,
see
yeah.
the
air hostesses now.
air hostesses.
Yeah.
That's when you see
But not
female
the
staff.
female.
But usually
Yeah.
you'll see the pilots, the first officer, the captain, the whatever.
They're all male.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're in the bush there, nobody's noticing.
They're just ready.
Yeah, well, you know.
They're just
First
showing
of all,
up.
the airport, how does it look? Well,
Yeah.
it's seen you.
Is there an airport?
Is that
It was constructed yesterday before you landed.
that shade is
Oh,
there.
But you're still a pilot. You
Of
are
course,
still.
yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
word. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you're flying. You are a pilot. Si wanjia pilot wa uko
Yeah.
juu. And
Whatever.
something happens and something very proud. So at what point now you're feeling the nagging feeling.
Yeah.
What next? It's telling you're feeling the catalyst. Everything's aching. Saying no, it can't be this. It can't be this.
Can't be
So what
this.
happens?
Because now, you know, I'm a captain and I'm thinking, okay, see, nimefika.
Captain
So
Shiro.
after this is what? I become what? Okay. So anyway, then I got pregnant. 2017.
Transition.
Yeah.
Transition. I got pregnant 2017.
Yeah.
And I was so excited.
Yeah.
Of course, half people are like, what is exciting you? You're pregnant. You have no husband. You're just pregnant. What is exciting? And I'm thinking, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I was like,
New
do I have
adventure.
any eggs?
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, I was so I got pregnant and I was very excited. I think for me, I was like, maybe this is the transition. Just subconsciously, maybe, probably. But
That
then,
became the catalyst.
I think that became the catalyst. So I was ready. I was like, okay, I'm done with this, you know. And then so I got my baby and I worked in the office for 1 year.
Wow.
And of course, they can't keep me now. I'm just working.
You're doing office duties.
Office duty with a captain salary, and they're looking at me like,
You're
know,
taking the piss.
yeah, really,
Yeah.
really, for how long?
Yeah.
So then I got a job, and I flew for. Am I supposed to say? Well,
No,
I,
you don't
Another
have to.
airline. Yeah.
another. Well,
Yeah.
it's almost like the same company contracted by a parcel
Yeah.
service
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
and now it's almost airline because it's not really airline. I would fly to Entebbe. And then to Kigali and to Burundi, back to Nairobi.
Now
like
you know
that.
peace.
So now it's just
No more bullets.
No more bulletproof.
It's
Yeah.
big airports. One airport to the next airport to the next airport,
Yeah.
and then go home.
Yeah.
And I would go home to my baby, but it was night flying, so I was there was always fatigue, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
And then also I was like, I don't know.
This wasn't
Again,
it.
this
This
can't
can't
be
be
it.
it. This was not
Yeah.
it.
This is not it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still here doing what I love,
Yeah.
but then I'm like, this is it? No.
I had it wrong.
Yeah.
I had
This
it
is
wrong.
not the one.
Yeah.
It felt good for a while. Then I was
Yeah.
like, you know, and even the company I'm working for, I'm like, you know, I'm not feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, no, something's got to change. Something's got to give. So I just quit. I resigned, and I didn't have a job. I didn't have a plan,
And you have a kid.
and I have a child.
What's your mindset like
Oh my God.
at this point? What's
At
going
this-
on through
at this
your
point,
mind?
I just needed peace.
Yeah.
So it was my priority at that point. I was just
Yeah.
thinking, I just need peace. I need to raise my son, and pala itafika ifike,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm good.
So what was cushioning you? Did you have savings?
I
you have?
I had savings.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So you didn't just quit. You
Yeah.
had a plan.
Well, is that really a plan?
If
To
you have
eat
some
out of
money
your
to-
savings?
Well, if you have something to cushion you
To
as
fall
you make
back
that
on.
decision,
Yes.
I think that's more important than just being
Than
like,
just
I
quitting.
quit.
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
fallback plan. Now you're back to mom and dad give me money
Yeah.
for salon, guy.
I think my kid. What will my kid eat?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
You
I
had
started
some
my
savings.
kid. I bought all the stuff that he needs for like 2 years, you know, with my savings and everything. And I actually moved back home. I'm staying with my parents, raising this child. Of course, I'm thinking at some point I'm going to leave, but I'm alone doing this, and I'm doing this job where I'm doing, the night shift. The night shift. So I can't be, living alone.
Yeah,
what happens with my baby? So I decided to stay home with my parents, and then after a year, I quit. Then I was like, then 2020 came.
Hold on. What is your
COVID
dad saying?
Ghetto.
This time you've quit your job. You
He
can
doesn't-
imagine.
he's not-
You are a
doesn't
whole
have-
pilot.
At this point, he doesn't think-
pilot.
He doesn't think I've quit. I'm just transitioning, waiting for the next job.
Excellent.
Yeah, so he's not decided that I've quit. He's just thinking, okay, she's probably
Maternity.
thinking we're still in maternity.
Yeah.
We're still raising the child. She'll go back, and then so COVID hit, and me, I'm at home and I'm hustling. There's nothing I didn't do.
I swear.
I sold things.
Yeah. COVID.
Like
COVID.
I feel like your the theme that is constant in your story is you're extremely brave. You're extremely brave. Like the amount of gumption it takes to just be like, okay, I'm gonna switch up careers completely, and then I'm gonna quit the career that I just switched to focus on being a mom, and then I'm gonna do little businesses here and there. It's just so brave. Like, I don't think I've ever been. I mean, I've been brave in terms of like quitting a job and things like that, but like completely
changing it
okay,
out.
no, I have. What am I saying?
Resilience.
Yeah.
I have
The
uprooted
word
myself.
is
I have.
resilience. You
Yeah.
all are resilient. You
But
sound, you're like, you're like dodging. One, two,
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2. Resilience.
But that's why I said in the beginning, I think I recognize my privilege. Because no one can just...
That's the other
Yeah.
thing. Privilege.
Because I can live with my parents.
Yeah.
I can, we won't
Yeah.
starve.
Yeah.
Other people don't have that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think right now I recognize my privilege. Because, if I think back, I'm like, wow, those are like almost 4 careers. And I'm only 43.
Yeah.
I just said my age.
Yeah. The ages and stages.
Forever young.
Yeah.
Forever young.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, every decade I've just been changing. Okay, anyway,
Yeah.
so I am now hustling. I don't think there's anything I didn't sell. You remember those guys who used to park their cars and open the boots and sell things? I did that.
Yeah, I think I bought some vegetables from
Yeah,
you. Like,
I sell vegetables. I mean, also I have this thing where I don't know how to sit and just sit.
Actually,
can't
you
sit
brought
in the
me.
house.
You brought me. I'll say some welcome veggies when I moved back to the country. You brought me some welcome back veggies.
I was doing all that hustle. I had a shop.
Yeah.
Nothing. As in, me, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
I don't have those. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I did that, but then my brother came back from Australia.
Very nice.
And we'd been talking, and we'd be like, we need to do this, and whatever he wanted to do was get to food and the food service industry.
Yeah.
And then now that seed that was planted,
Ukoi,
wines of the
2001,
world, and he's
yeah.
talking about importing wine.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're like cheese.
Yeah. Literally full circle.
Literally.
Charcuterie. Charcuterie.
So he came back and he said he's importing wine.
Yeah.
And the wine came.
Yeah.
And we're here in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
I'm sold my burgers and then I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't sell burgers anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, you'll help me with the market. I'm like, yes, I will.
Say less.
Say less. So then he started marketing the wines in different places and people would ask him, so there's nothing we are pairing with? No.
What does
where's the
wine
food?
in and
Wine,
yeah.
Hey. So he came and told me, Shiro, I need help over here. I told him, say less.
I am coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Challenge
Pinterest.
accepted.
University of Pinterest. And then I was like, this is my world. I was here in 2001. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then now I got so excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That excitement was, how
was from the
you
inside.
couldn't stop me.
It was
then.
like a latent excitement. It was waiting to be
it was
awakened.
just waiting to be awakened. And I went in full. And I must say, Dee designed my logo for Amazing Grace. Shout out to Dee. She designed my logo for.
She's good at logos.
I was
She
also
is
so
good at
excited for you.
logos.
I was so
Yes,
excited.
you are.
And I also had a lot of time.
Yeah,
I was sitting at home doing.
You're good. She's
And she was
good at
like,
logos.
So
She's
let's
good
I'm
at
gonna
logos.
get you a logo.
Yeah.
She got my logo. And now we are here we are. Here we are.
Yeah,
It's
doing
been-
Grace boxes.
We're doing
Amazing.
Grace boxes,
like
Grace
that
tables.
name is literally embodies what you do.
Yes.
Amazing Grace,
Grace,
boxes.
yes.
But it's called Amazing Grace.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on there, wondering what goes in your mind. Now, how do you explain it to your parents that you have decided that you're combining with your brother to run a business? A whole pilot.
Like, Dad, forget marketing.
Forget
Forget piloting.
Ile ulilipia. It's time we're changing again.
Oh, this man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shout out to dads, man. Shout
Shout
out to
out. I
fathers.
think the other day, which is weird, he just told me,
Yeah.
Shiro, you amaze me.
Oh.
You're amazing.
No, you amaze me.
Yeah.
I think he was just like,
Was that in shock or
I
what was
think for
tonation?
him, it was more like, I don't think I can
don't-
do what you do.
Yeah.
You just switch up like this, you just switch and you move
And
to
you
the
land
next
on your
thing,
feet,
And I land
yeah.
on my feet. He's like, I think you want to ask me, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
But more like, hey, I've tried to convince you to go back to flying.
Yeah.
And it's not. But then here you are.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're not asking for our help.
Yeah.
You know. But so when my brother landed and we're doing all these gigs and I am so excited I'm doing it and I'm, he's like, okay, we're going to this other place and we're going to do it. There's people who want this and I'm doing it. And my brother is like, okay, now I think you need to open your own page. or
Okay,
your
not
own
mine.
business, because now all the orders are coming. They're not asking for the wine, they're asking for the food. No, I can't be picking your
Like,
orders.
yeah.
So that's when Amazing Grace was born.
Yeah.
And then so now I'm here, I'm doing the boxes. I keep changing it up. And, I try this, it doesn't work. I try this, it doesn't work. But I was keeping up with the trend because the trend is right now, or rather in 2020, it was really big.
Still is.
Still is.
Still is.
But around the world, it became a big trend.
Yeah.
And so I'm in there with the trend, and everything that's coming out, the charcuterie cones, the charcuterie cups. I'm there with everything, Christmas charcuterie. I'm there. I'm doing, I'm keeping up with the. With what's going, the
Times and
trend, and everyone's asking me, how did you think of that? How do you think of that business?
Yeah.
But I think it just came.
Yeah.
you
And it
know?
was literally born out of, the wine business,
The wine
pairing
business,
those two. It was
yeah.
a perfect combination.
And it was perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah.
So I can't even call it a COVID business. Because people say COVID business, like that's your house. The one I was selling them burgers was the COVID business. This one I think wasn't just meant to happen. And then it just happened, and now, so I mean, we're not where we want to be, but we're growing,
Yeah.
and we are loving it,
Yeah.
and so we're
Excellent.
selling
So you've
charcuterie.
been running the business for about 2 years now.
Yes.
And what would you say has been things that you picked up through the different ages and stages that have really helped your business now? What would you, can you think of things that you picked up through the transitions, through the different things that have really cemented your business now?
Don't wait to have. What I learned is that don't wait to have everything in place to start that thing that you want to start.
Hold on, let me repeat that. Don't wait to have everything in place to start.
That business. It will never be the right time. That time when you want to do it is the time.
So
That's the right
where you
time.
are
Just start where you
with
are.
what you have.
Yes. As you go along, you will see, okay, I need this, you get it. I need this, you get it. That's what people are doing. Okay, then you do it. Because if you wait, then unapitwa na wakati. Yes, and then
The idea passes.
even your momentum,
Yeah.
even your excitement, your
Yeah.
passion for it goes.
I think, I've said this to you offline, like I'm the president of analysis paralysis. Like I'll sit down with an idea and analyze and overanalyze and complicate and overcomplicate, and then I'm just, I can't do this.
And then you'll be like, I
And
can't do
yeah.
it. You'll convince
I
yourself.
talk myself out of it. That's
So
why I have to work out in the mornings hours, because by evening I've talked myself
you've talked
out of it.
Yeah. But most people do that.
Yeah.
That's
and then
true.
they never get to where they want to
be.
You're convinced. I never let myself sit with an idea for too long and overanalyze it.
You're like, here's a cliff. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll look for the
Okay.
parachute after.
Yeah. So
How do you manage your emotions though? during such a transition? Because a lot is going on through your mind. You can imagine there's people saying everything, and apart from the voices outside, there's also the courage that has to come from the inside. How do you manage that? How do you handle yourself? How do you manage the doubt? Because I think what holds people back is, will I succeed? What if I fail? What will be? Yeah, and what if nothing happens? How do you manage those emotions?
That part, I don't get to that part. That's the part where she says analysis paralysis. Because that's the part where you start getting doubt, feeling, can it really work? I don't get to that part. I don't let myself get to that part. I just stay in the moment of that passion of feeling this can work at that point, because I also close off any negative. I block it. Anyone trying to tell me, I don't even ask anyone's opinion. I will go research it myself, and I will be like, even the aviation thing. Yes, my friend, planted the seed.
Yeah.
I didn't go bothering her with questions. Because at some point I would have known that, you have to be super mathematical.
Yeah.
But these are things you can learn, whether you are very good at maths or not.
Yeah.
But if she had told me something like that, I would probably have talked myself out of it. I never get myself to that part.
Okay.
So that's when because the self-doubt is probably coming now, and I'm like, ooh, 2 years later, I jumped, and I'm like, but I'm doing it, so let's continue.
Yeah.
But that in the beginning, don't get to the point where you're starting to doubt.
Just jump. Just
jump. Take the leap of faith.
Do it. And I like the thing you said. You said, don't ask for too many opinions when you have the ability to look for the research. Find out. And I like the way you're saying, even with piloting, it seems like with every idea that you've had, continuously you do your own research and you're like, I like this, let's go. I like this, let's go.
Feel good about it.
Yes,
do it.
it makes sense to me, let's go.
Sense to me,
That's quite exciting.
I
That's
think
really,
you almost
really
have
amazing.
to kind of trust your gut or your instinct. It's telling you do it. I think people just overthink, overanalyze, overcomplicate. You will ask like 20 people, everyone has an opinion, and then you want to analyze all those opinions.
Where
is the time? 1 year will go, 2 years, and then you've done
then
nothing.
You have a PhD in opinions.
Yeah, you have a PhD in opinions. So this would have been me starting now 2 years. But I've already done 2 years of the business.
Okay, Mungu, by the end of this year, I'm starting something. I'm jumping off some cliff.
Just jump over. I think that's what life is also.
Jump.
I think it's just jump because it's society and all the, everyone telling you what you can and what you can't do.
Yeah.
Okay. Just jump.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Just jump.
We are here. We might transition to something else. Who knows?
And you have the freedom to do it.
I have the freedom to do it. Well,
yes. You do.
Next year she'll be an engineer.
I could.
To say not. Who's to say not?
No. Or flying with the charcuterie boxes to different places.
Charcuterie in the air.
Combine. Food hapo tu. Hivyo twende kazi. Tumecombine hizo ideas. Pa.
Yeah.
Kabisa.
I think you can absolutely do anything you want. Me, I think I'm that one.
Yeah.
I'm that person.
Do it. Okay.
You can do anything you want.
It was a fantastic lesson.
But I'll say again, I recognize my privilege.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't have the environment to
support,
I would never have, I'd still probably be doing marketing.
Yeah.
That's true. I recognize your resilience.
Yeah.
I recognize your resilience. I recognize it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it takes. There are many people with the privilege, but don't jump.
Yeah.
So I think there's a word there. There has to be something more inside. There's a strength that comes out of there.
Yeah.
So
For
I
me, it's the
recognize
bravery.
resilience.
I'm just like, you're so brave, and I love it so much. It's so
Excellent.
inspiring.
Excellent.
I told you by the end of this year, I'm jumping. Okay.
Jump.
Yeah. I'll find you.
Jump. Your husband will catch. He'll catch you. Don't worry.
That has been an excellent conversation.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone? What is the parting shot that you'd have at this point? As Dee would say, what is the age and stage, at the age and stage that you're in right now? What would you say to someone out there?
Well, I would say create your own happiness.
Create
your own happiness. Don't chase it, just create it.
Yeah.
So many things in life will come at you and they will always come at you. But it's very intentional. You have to be intentional to create that happiness. Yes. And it's not bought in a shop.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Iko kwa duka ya nani?
See what come out.
Yeah.
You have to create it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're the only one who knows what is making you happy. So
Yeah.
when you say create, it's you to create.
Yeah. Because like even when you're here
custom.
selling your dream to somebody else who's not understanding your dream, they're like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
why you changing careers? But you know what is going to make you happy.
I know what's going to make me happy.
Yeah,
at
that
point.
is extremely brave and extremely brilliant. And I have loved this conversation so much.
I loved it.
Yeah, we've had an incredible conversation today with Shiro about transitioning, numerous times reinventing yourself, and I think in the current climate we're in, it's something that's actually called for. So I've absolutely enjoyed this episode. I've absolutely enjoyed this conversation. I think it's my favorite.
Yes,
so far.
it is.
100%.
Yay.
So follow us on the socials. We are Ages and Stages Podcast KE. You can follow Shiro at...
Well, Amazing Grace at so it's amazing_grace_KE on Instagram, Amazing Grace Kenya on Facebook and TikTok.
Very nice.
Yep.
The shaky.
Yeah.
Shaky.
And you can follow us individually at thingsdsays and beldina.kasema.
Right? Yes.
And we'll see you guys next week.
And goodbye and thank you, Shiro.
Thank you so much for
Captain
having me.
Shiro. Let's go. Thank you.